Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications you can apply to your life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in 2 Samuel 1, verses 1 through 27. Now, we see that this man came from the battlefield, and he says, I am an Ammonites. And he said that he killed Saul. Now, we had just read that Saul killed himself, and he asked his arm bearer to kill him in order not to suffer at the hands of the Philistines. So, I don't know if that means this young man happened to be on the battlefield or was close enough that he could hear some of the conversation, or did he just come up with his own assumption? Obviously, he must have walked the battlefield before the Philistines had came through to pick up all the spoils, because he had King Saul's crown. And he probably told David that he killed Saul because he's probably heard the rumors of Saul searching for David and hunting for David. And he probably thought, well, Saul's his enemy, so if I tell David that I killed Saul, then I will get brownie points with him. Only that is not what happened. It brought him death. So because of a lie, the man died. And he died for the crime of killing a king, God's anointed one. And this came from his own mouth. So a life of lies and deceit just leads to disaster. Now, David ripped his clothes as well as his men did this. This was a sign of mourning. And this mourning was for Saul and for Jonathan. Now, grief brings us pain, and there's a void, there's a numbness that comes into place, and it just can't be explained. But don't be ashamed to cry and let out those emotions, because it's a good way to deal with your stress. Now, I know some say, oh, if you cry, that's a weakness. That is a lie. Do not let the lie come into your life. Cry and then move on. Do not allow it to paralyze you. You have to move forward. But there is a grieving period, and you are more than justified to grieve the way that you need to grieve. Now, even though Saul constantly was hunting David and tried to kill him, David still loved Saul. He was the anointed one that God had put there to be their king. And David respected Saul's position, and he respected God, and he had trust in God. So therefore, he still saw David as his king, not an enemy. And then we also see the love that David had for Jonathan. Now, this love was not a sexual relationship between them as many think. It was a very deep and pure friendship that surpassed all other relationships. And normally we think of a relationship, the bond between a husband and a wife should be the strongest of all bonds other than your relationship with God. And so this was a comparison to that type of relationship, explaining how strong it was. And remember, David was a man after God's own heart. And David would not have went against the laws that God had put into place about having sexual relationships with somebody of the same sex. Now, if you want references for that, you can go to Leviticus 18:22 and Leviticus 20:13. May God be with you in everything and in every way.